Hello and welcome everyone to the show that lets your voice be heard. I'm your host, Juhi Desai. On today's episode of Your Voice, we'll take you through the highlights of the Indian Consulate's reception for the Indian Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, a celebration of Sant Kirpal Singh's birthday, a fundraiser for New York State Senator Ruth Hassel Thompson, and designer Luna Banuri's spring fashion show in New York City. The Indian Consulate in New York City hosted a reception for the Indian Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, Mr. Ajay Makkan. He spoke about the importance and necessity of allowing those without Indian citizenship to play sports under the Indian flag if they wish to do so. The event started with Consul General Prabhu Dayal welcoming community leaders and guests. He then welcomed Mr. Makkan to the stage, where he shared his views.
I have great pleasure in welcoming all of you this evening for a reception which we have organized in honor of His Excellency Mr. Ajay Makkan, Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports of the Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome His Excellency Mr. Makkan on stage. His Excellency does not need any introduction because I think most of you have read about him or even know him personally. But let me mention that he's one of the brightest stars on the Indian political scene. Mr. Makkan was in political life from his student days, and he won the election for the very coveted position of the President of the Delhi University Students' Union in 1985. He was a member of the Legislative Assembly of Delhi, a minister of the state of Delhi. Then in 2004, he was elected to the Lok Sabha. He was re-elected in 2009 and was appointed Minister of State for Home Affairs in the Government of India. Thereafter, he was given independent charge as Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, and this is the position which he holds today. He has taken pioneering steps towards making huge improvements in the functioning of his ministry and its departments. And it's a matter of great pride for all of us who follow the Indian scene so closely that the work which he has done has been praised by everybody because it has indeed been outstanding in nature. And now may I request His Excellency Mr. Ajay Makkan, Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, to kindly address His Excellency.
Today we are all here, and perhaps all of you would be interested to know, some of you ask questions also, as to how India is preparing for the London Olympics, which is later this year. Well, let me tell you, in the last Olympics, we got 3 medals, and after 100 years of struggle, we could increase the tally from 1 to 3. But this year, I feel that in just 4 years' time, we are going to take it up further, at least double or triple, perhaps, than what we got last time. We have rolled out a plan, a policy, in which funds and foreign exposure is of no paucity. Like, we have earmarked $52 million for the training of our players, and almost half of this is in foreign exposure and foreign coaches. We have deployed 29 foreign coaches, and initially we had identified 720 core probables in April last year, And all these 720 core probables have been subjected to 125 coaches, out of which 29, as I said, are foreign coaches. And more than 95 foreign exposure were taken till November last year. And we are hopeful that by the end of July, they are all going to be properly trained. Last time we had just 57 of our Indians who could qualify for Olympics. The target is that we should at least double the number of qualifiers for the Olympics, and if you double the number of qualifiers, you will understand that we will be able to also increase the prospect for medals also in the Olympics. One very important thing I would also like to tell all of you. One or two of you also asked this question from me, which I told them that I'll be answering in due course. Mr. Amrit Raj, when he discussed with me, and others also when they are discussing with me, they raise a very valid point. They say that any person who is not an Indian citizen but wants to play for India, and if suppose the parents have settled abroad, or if suppose he himself has settled abroad, or the parents himself are Indian citizens and children are not Indian citizens, why should he not be allowed to play under Indian flag? Any patriotic person, even if he is not an Indian citizen, wants to play under Indian flag, why should he stop? I entirely agree with this point of view. My predecessor unfortunately had a different point of view, and in the past the Indian government unfortunately had a different point of view. What I feel is that wherever the International Federation allows so, anyone, even if he or she is not an Indian citizen, wants to play under Indian flag, should be allowed, and the government of India will allow such person to play under Indian flag if he or she wants to play, and the International Federation or the Indian International Olympic Association wants he or she to play or is qualified to play for the country.
It's time for our first break, but keep it locked to Your Voice. When we're back, we'll see how one group celebrated a spiritual birthday. We'll be right back.